Vesper Rainshadow gulped her first lungful of salt air on 12 March 1998 inside a clapboard cottage nailed to the basalt cliff of Mendocino's Railroad coast. Her mother, a traveling soul-funk violinist who keeps dried night-blooming jasmine in her rosin tin, rocked a blue note lullaby that rattled loose paint. Her father, a foghorn mechanic turned sea cave cartographer who doodles cirrus dragons on fueling logs, bit nose to nose and promised his newborn that tides, gossip, and grim predictions all roll back for anyone who refuses to squeeze small. Curves run through the Rainshadow bloodline like fresh water pushes through brackish estuaries. So nobody fussed when baby Vesper tore her second flannel wrap before gulls finished their dawn squabble. Granny Amaranthe slid a sailmaker's needle under each ruptured seam, padded with scrap canvas shearing, then laughed that extra cloth is pocket change, but teaching a child to shrink could bankrupt her sunrise possibilities. Grade school classrooms smelled of crayon wax, sourdough grilled cheese, and kelp tang sneaking beneath warped sash windows. Vesper loomed ahead above her peers, shoulders widening the projector's glow whenever she parsed compound predicates. One drizzle soul recess, two kids hopped circles around her chanting, "Cargo trawler," each time her rubber boots thudded the hop grid. That twilight, she scavenged the tide line for soda caps, polished mirror bright by surf. She threaded them on trot line, stitched the journaling spine down her seawater hoodie, and strolled into class at sunrise, scattering prism sparks across chalk dust ceiling tiles. A substitute art aide filmed 7 shaky seconds on a pay-as-you-go flip phone and uploaded the glimmer to a toddler video portal. By lunch, 14,000 strangers applauded the girl who forged mockery into beacon light. That night, Vesper penciled a single line in her spelling notebook. "Clouds crowd until you flash them brighter than their doubts." Saturday mornings belonged to Moonstone Wharf, where her mother's violin slides braided with the hiss of abalone poppers, buoy bells, and oak barrels clunking on deck ramps. Retail jeans locked halfway over Vesper's thighs, so she traded tip jar quarters for sun-bleached gill net, unraveled into supple cord, crocheted high-rise culottes, misted sea lion silhouettes in squid ink, and snapped sunset selfies against rust-striped mooring bollards while her cousin fumbled a point-and-shoot. She loaded each shot into a fledgling diary called Miss Lantern. The same week, a photo story app skimmed through patchy coastal towers. Captions toggle between old growth slang and plain truth like "curves anchor gale force, steadier than breakwaters." Before her 16th birthday, 52,000 unseen friends were double-tapping every amber frame, proof remote screens can hush cafeteria sneers faster than any hall monitor whistle. A kelp robotics scholarship ferried her south to Cal Poly, where daylight dissolved inside wave energy labs and nights belonged to a 24-hour taco cart glowing neon magenta beneath giant fig limbs. The heat lamp doubled as a softbox. Between added bottle orders, she filmed 90-second reels, twisting parchment into bougainvillea barrettes while decoding dart rotation in a voice half surf hush, half lecture zing. One clip-layered northern elephant seal chirps across a pocket synth groove while she chain-stitched reflective anchor cord into thrift store denim. 2 dawns later, views crested 1 million. Pacific-style blogs crowned her the taco cart couturier, though every sponsor message iced at size 16. Vesper stored each pitch in a folder named Shrinking Nets, wiped cilantro from her cuff, and flipped another tortilla. A February blow delivered an email from Columbia Sportswear begging her to pilot a salt fog shell capsule titled Bluff Pulse. She returned 3 ocean stone terms, patterns must scale to 60-inch hips, half the creative crew hired from Coastal Community College, design grads, and 10% of net profit routed into bull kelp replanting along California's redwood headlands. Columbia signed before sunrise, bled rose across lab skylights. By next week, found her on Black Sands Beach, where cormorants carved charcoal arcs over pewter sheets. She coached curvy paddleboard pilots through glass rollers while a drone etched silver loops overhead. When the lookbook landed, every extended size shell vanished inside 41 hours across 26 nations. Miss Lantern shot past 700,000 followers, is still fragrant with lime. Cremas, she ducked behind masa sacks, balanced her phone on a salsa pail, and live streamed tear-bright thanks beneath humming fluorescence. Let's live for our first imitation here. If this river of story already lifted your ribs, press subscribe now. One fingertip pins you to the prow, so each fresh adventure flies into your feed before algorithm jets crank sideways. Spotlight glitter soon attracted rumor girls. A clickbait vlog insisted Vesper cinch carbon ribs around her waist beneath gel jackets. Pre-dawn, she paddled a cedar board past sea palm fronds, planted wide in sports bra and linen shorts, traced each stretch stripe with crushed bougainvillea pigment, and slid a smoky blues riff through her mother's violin that bounced off basalt. 10 million viewers reposted the jam labeled bougainvillea proof, dusting pink pollen over their own curves until gossip slipped under riptide. Taco wages laced with capsule royalties birthed Rainshadow Glow, a whipped custard blending spruce tip butter, wild blackberry oil, and mica sparks that flash pearl under foam flash. 19,000 tints cooled on her father's chart desk, lids knotted with braided crabline, every tag stamped, "Moisturize your horizon." Stock drained in 83 minutes, raising $197,000. 20% launched Grant's Nest shipping industrial surgers and hydrophone kits to plus-size teens in clifftop schools from Port Orford to Morro Bay. 9 months later, 36 grantees staged a floating fashion and well-song gala aboard a retro tug, wreathed in LED eelgrass, streamed live to Sunrise Desk from Lisbon to Lahore. San Francisco Fashion Week etched a fresh-tied legend when a backstage blower ripped her emerald mesh gown from rib to knee with 80 seconds to curtain. Vesper tore neon tie line off a stage dolly, laced a shred like boot hooks, and strode the runway as if the seam lived in the original sketch. Camera shutters cracked like Dungeness claws, Vogue Cascadia dubbed it rope cadence, and another million lantern keepers surfaced before after-party bass lines shook pier planks. From clouds returned when a fired PR handler leaked trimmed emails claiming she demanded abalone sliders and chauffeured catamarans for her rescue sea otter, Finn. She dropped the entire thread, showing refillable water urns, lentil stew for crew, caption monitors for deaf stylists, then funneled that month's affiliate revenue, $136,000, into biodegradable fishhook pilots off Mendocino reefs. Fans echoed her harbor mantra, receipts shine brighter than rumor grit, until whispers fluttered out like beach foam. By Midsummer Mist, Lantern dazzled 6.7 million Instagram hearts, 3.4 million real Voyagers, and just over 2 million loyal channel subscribers. Engagement brushing 10% and forcing brand strategists back to blank spreadsheets. Cartier beckoned her to headline a Topaz Surge short, shot inside Point Arena Lighthouse lens. She accepted, after Cartier pledged therapy stipends for Kell Harvest divers battered by Rogue Swell. The finished reel, her wrist scattering amber shards across iron ribs, became Cartier's most saved post that quarter. Manly keeps her keel even. Twice a month she streams strings and steam. Mom pushes accordion grooves beside a propane skillet, Dad reads cloud haiku, and Vesper flips thrift denim under fairy bulbs. One broadcast peaked 9 million when Finn waddled through powdered sugar and sneezed a blizzard onto the lens. A marine rescue now sponsors every stream, tagging rehabilitated otters with solar trackers bankrolled by Rainshadow Glow. Glow revenue surged beyond 12 million before its second birthday. She leased a retired rockfish cannery, carved skylights through weathered tin, and hired furloughed deckhands plus design grads to whip custard and knot lids by hand during midday stretch dances to violin house remixes. Efficiency gurus begged for heat bands. She spooled her mother's maxim. Fingerprints carry folklore long after robots forget, and rope ties held. Mental well-building threads every post. Basalt bluff portraits, sip-aside taco cart selfies captioned, "Same sky, different weather." She drops breath loops recorded in tide caves, principal reframing pages in English and Yurok, and sliding scale counseling links. 114,000 users credit her shoreline honesty as their first safe harbor. Community rides glimmer beneath crushed shell paint. Hundreds glide the fog-kissed promenade at dusk, wearing rainshell glow on collarbones and LED driftwood tassels on spokes. Ticket revenue fattens beacon grants and installs wheelchair snorkel lifts along tide pool parks. Chowder shacks ladle late because salmon bisque bowls pop 15% on ride nights. Vesper pilots the lead cruiser with fin plush strapped up front, pausing to retie any rider's flapping lace. She is crafting a memoir titled Currents Keep Names, slated for 11 language release next autumn, while a dock crew tracks her dream to convert decommissioned offshore buoys into floating maker labs for coastline high schools. Puma's wide-toe wave lantern sneaker splashes next quarter, threaded with reflective rope and cushioned by algae foam, funneling 10% of revenue into beacon projects around the Pacific Ring. Second invitation surfacing now. If your subscribe badge still glows red, change it to gentle gray so the next wave drifts into your feed first, not last. When playback nestles silent, dive into the description. Waiting there are fresh Rainshadow Glow restocks, express beacon grant portals, tonight's strings and steam playlists, and a pocket compass, a research-grounded bundle of conversation sparks and calm confidence rituals, mapping the clearest track toward genuine love, and yes, the most dependable steps to help any woman feel true intrigue. Free, no paywall, one tap below. If the soda cap, spine, rope, cadence, gown, save, or fence sugar sneeze lifted your grin, smash the light heart pour, your loudest ripple in the comments, and ship this voyage to a friend who sells hang slack. Every curve redirects currents, every scar refracts moonlight, and the Pacific nods to anyone who plants both boots on the pier and greets tomorrow wide-eyed. Third and softer breeze slips by. Subscribe now. Secure your rail and meet me on the next rising tide when another story flickers beyond the breakers and courage calls your name all over again.